All right, guys, so we are going into a practice round for this week's DGVPT week, the last week, week number 4. And the first round is going to be Crow's Nest. So this is a Discmania bag Crow's Nest. I feel pretty confident about this layout. I use the Instinct and the PD a lot whenever I play Crow's Nest, so I'm pretty excited about this bag for this course in particular. So let's get into it, hopefully show you some good lines, and maybe even get some aces. Let's see what happens. Hoping for a good wind on this first hole. We get it. So any sort of one wind, anything other than a 2 or 3 tailwind, I'm going to go for this one. It's a pretty safe bid with the Instinct. If it is a tailwind, then I'm probably just going to go backhand MD1 or even forehand MD1 just for an easy birdie. But in a calm wind like this, slide to the left, bottom chevron right there on top of that rock or pile of snow, whatever that is. I think that's a rock. Then we're going to go about a disc of Anheuser. And about right there. And this should be a pretty safe bid. Every once in a while you get unlucky and it goes OB, but usually it's safe if you miss. Come on back, that's in. Oh, we start off with an ace. So there you go. Wasn't able to show you kind of how safe the miss is, but again, just trust me, one wind or headwinds, that's going to be pretty safe. It's hard to get it there in a big headwind, but I wouldn't really run it in a big tailwind. It's just too risky. This one is another hole I like to use the Instinct. Unfortunately, we get a tough wind here, so my one wind line is right here with a straight pull. But with this wind, we got a big left to right tailwind, so this is going to be tough. So I'm going to almost go straight up, because the higher I throw it, the more time it's going to have to fade back, so I don't really need to aim left much. I just want to aim high enough to where I don't go long. And let's try this out. See if it comes back. See, I needed to go straighter up because that wind just kind of holds it over there. But it's still a safe bid. You can pretty much find a safe bid on this one, so I would run this every single time, no matter the wind. Can't remember I think the last time I went OB on that hole, I hit the front of the cage and it rolled backwards OB, so that's not very likely. So very safe bid with that sticky Instinct. Dang, we're getting some crappy winds now. This one, I like to go with the PD. I'm going to show you my one wind line again. So right here, bottom chevron on top of that little point of that rock there, and then about a half a disc of hyzer. About right there is my one wind line. This I'm going to have to adjust because this is a tough wind. Worst case is we go in the water or we hit the rock into the water, so we gotta make sure that doesn't happen. So rather than aim this way, what makes sense to me is just to aim up, kind of like the last hole. So I'm going to aim up a couple and then just do the same pull down. And that way it just has longer to fade over to the left. And it's safe, but not very close to the basket. Dang. I was hoping to show you better lines, but again, one wind, I feel pretty confident that I can get pretty close to the basket here. Still a tough ace no matter what, but you want to make sure you can get over here and still get the eagle. Worst case is going in the water because it's a tough drop zone as well. Hole 4 is another one I love having the PD. Oh man, what is up with these winds? So I might have to adjust this because I don't know if the PD can make it in this wind. This is going to end up, so I like to slide to the right. You can see by the time we adjust, this is going to be pretty much a 3 headwind, so that's not good. And I don't think the PD can make it. But in a normal wind, I find this point right here, and then I'm going to slide up until the bottom disc, basically the top of it hits this little ridge right here, if that makes any sense. This is my line. There's lots of different lines to use on this hole, but yeah, basically go straight up from there until that disc hits that ridge, and then I do about a disc more of Anheuser from full Anheuser. So that's the PD line in a one wind. This is not a one wind. Let's see, 3 headwind. I think I'm going to go Paradigm here. Got the windbreak aspect of it. I'm going to go the same line. Just going to do a little more Anheuser. All right, here we go. See how this works. So this will be good to know. So if it works, I'm going to use this. Oh yeah. Oh, that's perfect. So that'll be the disc I throw in a 3 headwind. Any other wind, I'm going with the PD with that line that I showed you. But it's nice to have a disc in mind for a big headwind too. All right, next one. Don't really love my chances at ace here. And if you go right at it, it's just too risky with any of these discs. I don't think the instinct can get down there far enough. So this is a line I used to throw all the time before I started throwing the sticky sapphire or the roll sapphire. So I just kind of aim up here and then just throw it straight. And the idea is to basically start fading all the way down towards the basket, basically just down the path. So kind of like if you're walking down this path, that's kind of the line I want to take for this hole. So I'm going to power this down a little bit and put a little bit of hyzer on it with the PD. Come on, do I need more hyzer? Oh, that was not very well thrown. It's going to hit that stump too. Jeez. I'm going to rethrow that just so I can show you guys a better line, because it's been a while since I've thrown this one. So either power it down a little more. I'm going to power it down a touch more and put some more hyzer on it. That looks a lot better. Just kind of get to the corner and then have it start diving towards the basket. That's more along the lines of what I was trying to do. Perfect. So it's going to be a par, but you get the idea. There's probably lots of different lines you can take here, but that's what I'm going to be doing. Looks like I need to practice a little bit because it's been a while since I've been throwing that line. We get the par. Should have been a birdie had I not screwed up that first one, but we'll just ignore that for now. This one, oof, tough wind too. So I think in this wind, I'm just going to go around the edge. But if I do the air shot, I would use the DD1, slide to the right, go straight up. And you see the circle where your aim circle, where my thumb is over here? This is my normal aim with the glide skip rive, so it doesn't have the same hyzer. So in a calm wind, I think I'd aim about right here and pull it down to about right there. Maybe a little more, about right there. But in this wind, I'm still going to slide right. I'm going to aim basically straight up from this. Actually a little more this way because this does not have the fade of my glide skip rive. And then I'll just try to bounce it around the edge here with the DD1. And it's going to hit that tree. Man, I'm getting all kinds of lame winds in this one. So sorry about that. But hopefully I talked you through the lines in calm winds. 80 feet. Get the nice forehand throw in with the logic for birdie. And then hole 7. So with this wind, I'm not going to try to ace this. This is actually going to help us out because it's the glide PD. So this is my normal line with the roll or sticky sapphire. PD is a little more stable, so what I'm going to do is aim a little lower, about half of a chevron down lower, and then a straight pull from here, and it should be perfect just to miss to the right of that tree. That's kind of the gap I'm aiming for. Nice safe. You don't have to worry about weird bounces that take you OB hitting that tree. It's kind of the safest line for that hole. We go forehand again with the logic. And we get the nice eagle there. Hole 8. This one, I think the PD2 is going to be perfect. Basically kind of like my light glide. Normally I slide to the right and I aim right here with the light glide rive. But with this PD2, I'm not going to slide right. I'm going to keep it centered. And I'm going to adjust my aim over this way a little more. And just throw a straight pull. I think we're going to do a straight pull right there. And just let that PD2 do the work. Oh, that's such a nice disc. So maybe aim a little more left and put a little flex on it just so it kind of has a chance at the basket. But that's a pretty safe line to get you down there. Maybe even have a chance at an ace. It's a great disc for that hole. Last hole. Should have a chance at a throw in here. I oftentimes, if I have the PD in the bag, it's my disc of choice off the tee here. So I'm going to aim bottom chevron right here. Basically, I'm going to try to hit this flat rock right here. So with this wind, I'm going to put just a touch of hyzer on this. And that should get us over to that flat rock right there. Bound up. Didn't quite get away. Not the best result. 180. I don't think the logic has the distance here, so I think I got to go MD1 or instinct. I think I like the MD1, just basically middle chevron kind of pointed down at the basket. I'm totally winging this, and then I think a straight pull with the MD1 should get us pretty close here. Let's see. Dude, I will take that. That's a nice way to finish, and that's good to know for this hole. So solid 13 down. It would have been a lot better without that par. Just kind of messed up the tee shot, but I wanted to show you guys. That's why I re-threw it instead of tried to make the birdie. But hopefully this helps with Crow Nest. I will take a 13 under. 14 under would be ideal, but I'll take a 13 under on Crow's Nest for the event. Good luck. I'll still try to do a live session, a Play with Friends live session sometime later this week if you want to hop in to practice these courses before the final week of the event goes live on Friday. But there you go, guys. Thanks for watching me play some DGV.